Kobe, I'll leave that one in the video. I'll leave that one in the video. So we got hamstring rehab protocol. My athlete is pretty late stage. So we're just warming up with some basketball just to change it up, make it a little bit more engaging and fun. But everything I got from my hamstring rehab is pretty much learned but adapted and modified from Derek Hansen, mainly in his 10x10. So if you want the hamstring to be ready to sprint again and get sprint strong, you have to be doing sprinting specific drills. So a lot of that is a march, a skip, and a run, and adding some horizontal resistance and the component to it. And the second main thing is that the beginning of a sprint is a lot safer on the hamstrings versus later on distance-wise in the sprint. So as we're progressing through our rehab, slowly opening it up longer and longer and longer. So 10 yards is a pretty good distance to hit the high intensity because intensity drives adaptation. Like if we want to get ready to sprint again, we don't have to get really good at a bunch of 50% super submax sprints. So the sooner that we can get up to 100% intensity, like sprinting effort and intensity, the better. And then you add in the distance. So you start with trying to hit the frequency required, stride frequency. And then you open up the
double air ball.
Yeah, double air ball. You open up the shapes and you open up the stride length kind of as tolerated. But if you can hit the frequency and the intensity of the frequency, then that's a pretty good place to start, because most likely it's going to be the length that bothers the hamstring. And last is we have kind of a pain scale. So 1 out of 10, you have to figure out where the hamstring is to start the session. So the scale is like a 1 to 2. There's pretty much no discomfort or anything really. A 3 or 4 is where the athlete starts to feel a little bit more intense, and maybe they feel like they might be favoring it or becoming a little bit more asymmetrical. A 5 or a 6 is starting to get pretty uncomfortable, and I'm starting to see a decent asymmetry with it, just left to right. 7 or 8 is intense pain, and you probably shouldn't be here anyways. 9 or 10 is you should probably be in the hospital. The bone officially has no more muscle on it. So we never really want to get up to like a 7 or 8 anyways. And throughout the course of a session, because we have to work the hamstring to get it stronger, we give ourselves 2 points on this scale. So if we start at a 2, I check in with the athlete throughout the session, and as soon as we get to a 4, we're done with our exercises and whatnot. You feel warm? Kobe! Oh, I got to end on a make. Nothing but net. All right, so we'll go just super nice, a march, 10 steps. And we'll go through these pretty quick because we've been hitting this for a few weeks now. And we're starting at a 1 on our kind of pain scale. We'll shake it out, get into a skip. He knows the drills, toes up high. He's so good on camera. He's a natural. Whenever I say, look athletic, this is for Instagram or whatever it may be, everyone always freaks out. Will's like, I like the pressure. All right, last one, banded A run. Good. Let's hit a lunge to tippy toes A position, just to kind of get that pattern of triple flexion and triple extension. When you come up to your tippy toe, there we go. Just 10 yards. All right, let's go through a quick, just 5 yards, a skip, just a 5 yards high knees, just to get something with a little bit of forwards movement to it. You're in the danger zone. You got the tracks from the trains coming through. Just to get it something with a little bit more. So what's nice about the 1080 sprint is it tracks everything, even if it's kind of sub-max effort. So we've just been doing a 10-yard sprint on 1 kg and kind of just tracking that over time as progress for like how fast we can go. But we're actually going to open it up today 15 yards, 1, 2, 3 lines, as the hamstring's starting to feel pretty good. Ready? Good. So with this graph right here, we can do that literally every session. What percent would you say that was? 80-ish. So as fast as he feels comfortable, and we can kind of just track that over time, and we can say we're making progress, even if we're not at 100%, we can just track if our speed is going up. So that was 6, 9, 8, pretty fast. So now what we're gonna do, as part of our Derek Hansen 10 by 10, is hit 4 reps of 10 yards on 15 kilograms. Because the closer it is to the beginning of the start and the heavier it is, so it kind of slows you down, the safer it is. But it's also like hard on the hamstrings. So it checks off a lot of boxes. I'll say ready, you take off, let's do it. Ready? All right, 4, 4, 7. Let's see what you hit last week. I can pull that up. You hit 4, 9, 5. What percent speed would you say that was?
60, 70 probably.
How's your hamstring feeling?
Good. Just a
Good.
little tight.
How are we on the scale?
Like a 2.
So we went from like a 1 to a 2?
Yeah.
So we're almost, what got it the most so far today?
Probably that.
That. How does that feel compared to like doing the 10 by 10 just regular?
Just like more push.
On this?
Yeah.
Ready? 4, 8. Oh, we're getting there. Did you feel it on the heavy last time? Last week? Yeah, when we did like the 15 kgs.
A little bit.
A little bit?
I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah, it should feel like a little tug.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have to work it.
Yeah.
That's like the fine line in like rehab is like, to strengthen something, you got to break down a little bit. But yeah, just a little tug. We'll hit 2 more. So that one was faster, 480. Last time you hit 495 meters per second. All right, dos mas. Ready? 489. So it's faster. Form-wise, it got a little stompy. I don't know if you kind of felt that.
A little bit.
It felt a little heavier. It was just toes behind you. So just think in front, toes up high, and let your knees like kind of pull you forwards. One more, here we go, ready? Yeah, that looked way better. 485, pretty close. Man, if you don't want to be here, just let me know. All right, 6 by 10, let's do it. So Derek Hansen's hamstring rehab protocol 10 by 10. We're just hitting 6 by 10 today to build on our 4 by 10 in the 1080, but sprint 10 yards, 10 yards to decelerate, kind of just walk back to the line, relatively quick turnaround, and hit it again. So, because the closer to the beginning of a sprint, the safer it is, relatively speaking, on your hamstrings, it's an awesome way to get that sprinting in, the shapes, the speeds, the intensities, while keeping it relatively safe. So, as we were talking on the 1080 sprint, what would you say your hamstring's at right now? What is it, 1 out of 10?
2-ish, 2.5.
2, 2.5, all right. So we started at a 1, we got up to a 2 by the end of the 1080, and we're at a 2.5. So by the time we finish this, he's got 1 more time back. Should probably be at a 3, and that'll be good for our hamstring session. So we have to work the hamstring. It should always feel like a tug because we're using it, but never getting above kind of 2 points on the pain scale.